it's Dawn. I'm here tonight and I'm going to show you this linen finish. This is a really, really beautiful finish. If you haven't seen it on furniture yet, it's becoming really popular and it is trending with natural wood. So if you have a piece that you want to strip down or it's a natural color and you just want to add, I don't know, like back here if you can see, this I use the color Compound one. It's not finished yet, I don't even have all the drawers in yet, but that's what we're going to be doing here. I started off, I have 2 drawers. So this is the color the wood was. And this is a desk that's going to be in my house. And I'm going to do the linen finish all over it. I've seen it on buffets, I've seen it on really large pieces, and it's just beautiful. It's really soft, and you can do pretty much any shade that you want. I'm going to go dark because this is going to be in an office, and I want it to look a little masculine in case a guy ever has to use it. I don't want it to be real girly. So, as you can see, I didn't want you to have to sit and wait for paint to dry. So I put a coat, the first coat on here, it's called Ground Control. And mine is a mess, but I like this because it's a pure white. And if you paint, you need to have one of these because you can take this color, it has no undertone, see how white that is? You can make so many shades of one color. I use this, I mean, I'm down the knot. I was panicking because I was getting ready to do this live and I realized that I had like very little left. So, but I do have enough for the tutorial, so that's good. So I put a coat of Ground Control in here because I want the base to be white, and you'll see why as we get started. And as I said, that was the other color. So I'm going to show you what I did real quick on this drawer. Not that you guys don't know how to paint white, but let's pretend. Hey, did you see my apron from the Daydreamer Pocket Theory Masterclass? Look, I had Tanglewood to sign it, and Christina signed it too. See how she loves me? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start off, and you want to put a white base. I had to add water to this, so it's a little watery because I use so much of it. I use it for everything. Let me move this over. I'm trying to keep my pajama bottoms out of view. So you're going to start off and just paint your piece white. And you don't have to worry if it's, you don't have to do like 2 or 3 coats, like everybody's going to see it. This is just going to be the color that shows through. So we're just going to throw a coat on here real quick. This one's already dry so that we can get started. Can't really see what I'm doing. If you have any questions, I'm looking. But I have this ring light right in front of my face, so I'm kind of blinded a little bit. All right. We'll let that dry. So now y'all know how to paint a drawer white. All right. Now we're going to start mixing. So, I'm going to take a little cup. My friend Terry always saves these for me. These are medicine cups. She says they send her, see there's advantages to being older. They send her a lot of these medicine cups and she gives me tons of them and I use them to mix my paints with. So, one thing I want to tell you with this is depending on how much white you want to show through is going to determine how much glaze and paint you mix together. So, for example, I'm going to use, and if you've never used glaze before, this is a clear glaze. And it's going to give your paint, it's going to thin your paint out, but not like water. It's just going to make it a, I don't know, like a milkier consistency. And it gives you a lot of time to work with your paint. It slows the drying process down. So it's really good, it thins it out, and you'll see when we start working with it how it really helps. I add paint color to this all the time and make my own glazes. This is actually by Paint Couture, which I don't sell, but you can use any kind of clear glaze. Just be careful that you don't get a glossy, because sometimes you can get a glaze with a glossy finish. You don't want that for this finish because you want it to look like linen, and linen's not glossy. So that's your clear glaze. And I'm going to try not to mix too much of this. When I did this finish, I put it in a bowl. You don't use a whole lot of this. So I overdid it and I had to throw almost a whole bowl out. So I'm going to try to not make a mess, which is going to be next to impossible. But I'm going to fill this cup up maybe twice with glaze. We're going to try to do this 50-50. 50% glaze, 50% paint. And I have everything I'm using, the tools anyway. The link is up there in the front where you can click right on it. It's where I got everything. And you can get there too. All right, so this is Deadly Nightshade. I love this color. I love all the botanicals by Chloe. This one is done in compound. That's a botanical color. This is a botanical color. And by the way, I think Brandy's new paints will be in tomorrow. They shipped, so they should be in tomorrow. All right, so I'll put 2 cups of the Deadly Nightshade in. This is fun. You're gonna love this finish. I hope I love it because it took me until tonight to figure out which shade I was going to do. I was trying to do something different, but I don't know what it is. I tend to stick to these blues. All right, so we did 2 and 2. 2 of these containers of glaze and 2 of the Deadly Nightshade. Now I'm going to mix it up. And this is so much. I am never going to use all of this. The good thing this time though is I have the lid to this one so that when I go back to finish the desk, it won't dry out on me. You want to make sure it's mixed really, really good because you don't want that milkiness from the glaze to show through. What other glaze do you recommend other than Paint Couture? I have cheap glaze from Michael's that I use all the time too. Really, you can use any. Oh, Cindy, I know. Isn't it a beautiful look? You can use any glaze. Just don't get anything with a glossy finish, and you're fine. I've never used a glaze I didn't like or can really tell the difference if you want to know the truth. So I think I got that mixed pretty good. Looks like it's all mixed up. And here comes the fun part. All right, so this is what I got from Amazon. I didn't use this though, so I didn't put that on the link. I tried it and I really didn't see what good it did, so don't even bother with that. This, which you could probably get at the dollar store, but I'm weird about getting things at the dollar store. I always feel like the edges aren't going to be straight or something's just not going to be right with it. But I'm sure it is, it's just me. And then it was a 3-pack of these little wire brushes. So a lot of this you probably already have around your house. I didn't. So you just want, and I'm probably going to just use one. I think you can tell by looking at it, I ended up just going with this one. I just liked it. So this is probably the tools we're going to use. And you probably have these around your house. All right. Let's make some room here. And I love this brush for it. This is called the Frida brush from Daydream. I love it. Because it like just gives that nice, smooth, flat when you pull it. All right, so I love this color. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that blue, if you're a blue person. The French end tables that I did today, or that I posted today, the top is in this color. All right, so it's not really gonna be runny, but you can see the difference in the consistency. And you got some time to work with it. So you don't really have to rush. With the glaze in it, it's not going to dry on you really, really fast. If you're doing a big piece, work in sections, because it's just impossible to try to put all this glaze on and come back and do this technique. So just work in sections. Work in drawers, work on the side, then go to the front. Don't try to do it all at once. Yell at me if I don't get the front, because I can't really see it. You can already see just with the brush kind of what it's going to do. And I don't want to put too much on, but I'm just going to put a tad more on. And watch out for runs, because you have added something to the paint, so it's going to make it a little more runny. But you got time, because it's got the glaze in it, so you don't have to like rush. All right, so can you see that? And look, I have all this left, so don't overdo it like I do. All right, so that's what we have right now. What do you think of that color? Now, we're going to take our little brush and we're going to start. Try to keep it straight. But if you don't worry about it. Let me see. I want to make sure you guys can see this. This is probably going to look like denim too. So I'm just trying to keep it straight so that my lines are straight. And you should probably keep a towel handy to get the excess off. And then we're going to come here and you're just going to keep working it until you get it to where you like it. I took too much off there, but it's no big deal because you can just. And when this dries, it's gorgeous. So I'm trying to go lightly. That's what we have so far. It looks much brighter on the screen. And if you want it thicker, you use less glaze. And realistically, you don't have to do this many times, as many as I am. And then we're going to take our little wire brush. And we're going to do the same thing, but try to keep it straight. Oops, I got some squiggly lines, but that's okay. Alright, so we have that right now. And now we're going to go back across this way. Oops. And then after I do this a couple times, I'm going to take the brush one more time and soften it up a little bit. This brush. Alright, see what we have there? It looks like a hot mess, right? It's not going to be. Now I'm going to take my brush one more time, and I'm just kind of, I don't know if I want to say building dimension, but I guess a little bit building dimension. So who's all coming to Tanglewood Sue's class? You guys can't miss this. I mean, we got like a major rock star coming to teach you hands-on painting. That was hard. That was a lot of work. I'm kidding. All right, so now I want to get in here on these edges without really messing up my oop. So is anybody coming to see Tanglewood Sue? I know Bridget is. Hey Jessica, how are you? Oh Sandra, you are. You're gonna love it. Sandra, we went to the master class, and what a small world it, oops, look at me, I shouldn't do this with my left hand. What a small world it is, because I met one of Sandra's friends in Florida who was at the master class. And she was a doll. So next year, Sandra's gonna try to come, but for all of those who can't travel, I'm gonna try to have as many come into the shop as I can. You know who I'd really like to get in there too? Is Gypsy Jill, because you know how much I love her stuff. I shouldn't do it with the left hand. My left hand shakes too much. Oh, thanks, Lori. I know you could do this. So anyway, the master class with Tanglewood Sue, you gotta watch her. Her personality is amazing. Like when I was taking her class, she does this thing, it's called Smush and Mush, where you take the different colors of paint and you almost smush it until it like beautifully blends into each other. She's going to be doing that technique. She's going to teach you so many techniques. And if you're a painter, it's like the kind of techniques you can really make money on that just everyday people aren't doing. So it's really worth the investment in yourself. All right, so we're going to let that dry so that you can see what it looks like. It's going to look like linen when it dries, trust me. And I might, let me see. I might soften it one more time because it's hard for me to see it unless I stand back. All right. Let's put this one up here so it can dry. And then let's go to this one, although my paint's not really dry on this one. Oh, and then I got my nails done this morning before I went to the store, and Nicole's got this new stuff in, this glitter stuff. See it? It's really cool. She's got all these colors. So she tried to do like a mermaid finish, even though I don't know how to swim. All right, this paint's not dry. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's almost dry. We're gonna go with it. And you know what we should do? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put one more cup of paint in. We'll see what it looks like with 3 cups of paint and 2 cups of the glaze. Let's see what that looks like. I think it'll darken it up so you can get an idea of how much glaze you want to use. You'll see what I mean, the difference in the way that the white shows through. Because you could use like a light blue too. You don't have to use a white. This is the look I'm going for. So let's add, let's see, 1 more cup of paint into it, so you can get an idea of the difference. And mix that up so it'll be thicker and it won't be as translucent. All right, I think I got that mixed pretty good. All right. Did you guys like Shirley's cake? Hey Susan, how are you? It was pretty cool, wasn't it? Deanna recommended that girl that did the cake, and I sent her a picture on Pinterest that I saw, and she just knocked it right out of the park, so that was really cool, and her prices were really good too, which was even better. So back to the master class with Tanglewood Sue. It's going to be an all-day thing. We're closing the store that day, and everybody's going to be doing hands-on. Everybody. So it's not going to be like one of those classes where you come in and watch somebody paint. You're going to watch her paint, but when she teaches you, she'll show you, and then you're going to have a piece of furniture, and she's going to be right there to guide you through it. Plus, she's just a hoot. She's got the coolest personality. She's so much fun. I can't wait to hang out with her. She's coming in the night before, and we're going to take her somewhere good. Where should we take her? What restaurant would you take her to around here? Glory, that cake was awesome. Hey, Beatrice, how are you? Beatrice, you have to come. You have got to come. All right, let's try it now with, I think it's still a little lighter over here where I put it on first. And this is a good example so you can see. Over here is where I have more glaze, and over here is where I have more paint. I know you're getting the glare from that ring light. I'm sorry about that. And you can keep going with this until you have the look that you want. On that green, since it was so light, I really had to go over it all. But I'm doing a really drastic difference in color here, so I'll probably have. Carson's Quick said, that's not a bad idea. Beatrice, stop that. Your stuff is beautiful. And I got some stuff for you too. I found some really pretty trays that you can probably make some beautiful things out of. They're in my car. So when you come in, I'll give them to you. So yeah, so since I'm doing an extreme, look at them. My lines are shaking. That's not supposed to happen. That's called old age and shaky hands. The lighter colors are really, really easy. You might want to start with the lighter color if you're doing it the first time. If you don't care like me, go ahead and start with the dark color. I'm going to show you what it looks like with the comb too, which I didn't use. I just, maybe with the dark color it'll look good, but I just didn't feel like it really made much of a difference. Watch. Tell me what you think. And when this is probably really going to show, but you can use this. It's just taking my paint off. Where's my paint sweat? So we're not even going to do that. We're going to go back. And I think, because my paint's wet, I think I'm pulling up some of the white. All right, now I'm going to go back. Can you see both lines? I'm probably way into the light for you. Can you see it now? Hey, Ron, my sister's on. Oh, is it Sandra? It's by your house? That's a really good idea. I haven't been here in forever. Can you see the linen finish? Or let me see something. Let me turn this ring light off. It's going to be dark, but think you'll get a better idea. Can you see that better now? I love this finish. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight so that you can see when it turns down and it's not so shiny with my ring light glaring off of it. And this is another example of why you don't want to get a clear glaze with a gloss finish, because it would look like this all the time. So when it dries overnight, it's going to look like linen. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to come down here, post the pictures, and this is really, really easy, and it's beautiful. I mean, when you see it on the whole piece, it's gorgeous. It's just so, it's soft, the texture, it's just beautiful, and I love it with the natural wood. I mean, this piece is about done. I have the hardware, it's just I haven't even had time to put it on. Can't figure out how to get the drawers back in. They're like all crooked, that's a whole thing too. But I'll get that piece over the store. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight, post the pictures in the morning, and you can tell me what you think. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you all this weekend at the store. Bye.